Ronnie Ward from the Ditmas section of the Flatbush neighborhood, Brooklyn, in the city of New York. It's Thursday, the 31st day of January, 2025. The video is the United States Senate Committee on the Judiciary. Senator Cory Booker, of Democrat of New Jersey, speaking with Kash Patel, the Trump nominee to be the director of the FBI. United States Senate committee hearing channels. Hearing on the nomination of Kash Patel to be director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The committee is in a short recess. Committee on the Judiciary. Posted to PBS NewsHour, 4.56 million subscribers. Watch Senator Booker questions Patel in confirmation hearing. 1 hour ago, 43,338 views, 2,109 likes. Senator Cory Booker, Democrat, New Jersey, questioned Kash Patel on Thursday, that's today, in his confirmation hearing for FBI director. Patel appeared before the Senate Judiciary Committee. A loyal Trump supporter, Patel is a former public defender turned Justice Department prosecutor. He served in President Donald Trump's first term as Chief of Staff to Acting Defense Secretary Christopher Miller. In interviews, he has said he wants to reduce the size of the national intelligence community and shut down the FBI's headquarters in Washington. He's also repeated the false narrative that Trump won the 2020 election. Well, that's an opinion by PBS NewsHour. False narrative that he won the election? That's an opinion. That's not news. That's editorial on behalf of PBS. So are they doing news or editorial? I guess they're doing both at the same time and not being transparent about it. Watch PBS News for daily breaking and live news, plus special coverage. We are home to PBS NewsHour, ranked the most credible and objective TV news show. Except right in this video description where they offered an editorial opinion combined with news and aren't transparent about it and know what they're doing. Subscribe for exclusive content in our newsletter. Oh, you got to get a newsletter to subscribe. Isn't that great? A newsletter.
Senator Booker. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm struggling with a bit of the flu here, but thought it was really important to come.
Everybody's got flu.
Yeah, it's been pretty rough, but
Is that pandemic flu, bird flu? What kind of flu does he have? Oh, and I thought that they had vaccines for flus. Didn't he get his flu shot?
appreciate the time. And Mr. Patel, if I can jump right in, 12 prosecutors, career prosecutors, were involved in an investigation prosecuting the cases against President Trump and were recently fired. Some of those that were involved in the Mar-a-Lago classified documents case. Do you know who Brett Reynolds is?
Maybe, but it doesn't ring a bell at this point. So
You're under oath. You have no recollection of who Brett Reynolds is?
if you could provide me with a little more context, I could possibly remember.
Are you aware of
Context.
any plans or discussions to punish in any way, including termination, FBI agents or personnel associated with Trump investigations?
Senator, just to be clear, I did not participate in any of those DOJ
Sir,
decisions.
that's a yes or no question. Are you aware of any plans or discussions to punish in any way, including termination, FBI agents or personnel associated with Trump?
Senator Cory Booker should ask more pointed questions like that to people in New Jersey on the myriad of problems that there are in that state. Lack of infrastructure, lack of housing, lack of jobs, high prices, corruption, theft, stealing. Yeah, why doesn't he question people in New Jersey like he's questioning this person? Senator Cory Booker, Democrat of New York.
Investigations. Yes or no?
I'm not aware of that,
Thank you.
Senator.
There is no evidence of wrongdoing by FBI employees involved in these investigations. If you do pursue investigations of those involved, will you commit to using standard process?
And he's reading this. It's a readout. Who wrote what he's reading? Did he write it? Or did somebody on his staff write it? Or did some outside agency write it? Because he's reading it, word for word. I thought Senator Ronnie Ward from the Ditmas section of the Flatbush.
Some of those that were involved in the Mar-a-Lago classified documents case. Do you know who Brett Reynolds is?
Maybe, but it doesn't ring a bell at this point, sir.
You're under oath. You have no recollection of who Brett Reynolds is?
If you could provide me with a little more context, I could possibly remember.
Are you aware of
Context.
any plans or discussions to punish in any way, including termination, FBI agents or personnel associated with Trump investigations?
Senator, just to be clear, I did not participate in any of those DOJ
Sir,
decisions.
that's a yes or no question. Are you aware of any plans or discussions to punish in any way, including termination, FBI agents or personnel associated with Trump?
Senator Cory Booker should ask more pointed questions like that to people in New Jersey on the myriad of problems that there are in that state. Lack of infrastructure, lack of housing, lack of jobs, high prices, corruption, theft, stealing. Yeah, why doesn't he question people in New Jersey like he's questioning this person? Senator Cory Booker, Democrat of New York.
Investigations. Yes or no?
I'm not aware of that,
Thank you.
Senator.
There is no evidence of wrongdoing by FBI employees involved in these investigations. If you do pursue investigations of those involved, will you commit to using standard process?
And he's reading this. It's a readout. Who wrote what he's reading? Did he write it? Or did somebody on his staff write it? Or did some outside agency write it? Because he's reading it, word for word. I thought Senator...
including a standard review by the FBI Inspections Division and the Inspector General.
Senator, I will honor all those review processes.
You will honor those review processes.
Yes, Senator.
If these are actions that the FBI employees, if there are actions against FBI employees that do not follow those standards process that happen before you get in, will you commit to reversing any decision prior to your arrival so that those standard processes and the standard review by the FBI Inspections Division?
Kash Patel works in the Justice Department for the Attorney General and then the President of the United States. He can't reverse something unless the Attorney General and the President concur. Does Cory Booker not know how the federal government operates after all these years of him being in office? I think he does know. And he's on the losing end, is his problem, along with the other 48 Democrats and 2 independents, Bernie Sanders from Vermont and Angus King from Maine, who all together are 51 votes. They've been ruling in the Senate up until January. Well, I guess Senator Booker makes it perfectly clear to anybody who wants to watch what the answers to those questions are.
Will take place.
I don't know what's going on right now over there, but I'm committed to you, Senator, and your colleagues that I will honor the internal review process of the FBI.
Have you made any commitments to anyone about pursuing any investigations or targets if you are FBI director?
Only violent criminals and terrorists.
Have you had any conversations with anyone on the transition team about pursuing any investigations or targets?
Only following the Constitution.
And those are private conversations anyway. Senator Booker. He's an attorney by training, I believe. I don't know what else Senator Booker's done, but I remember when he got elected the first time.
Again, are you certain?
That I've told people on the
Are you
administration.
certain? Have you had any conversations with anyone on the transition team about pursuing any investigations or targets?
Senator, to the best of my recollection, I've only said I will.
Yeah, and of course, later on, they're going to roll these tapes back and try to hold him in contempt of Congress or lying on oath or something like that. It's such a lame tactic and a waste of our time. That's our time that he's speaking on. It's not his time. It's our time. We the people. Because they work for us. The senators and members of the House. It's not their time to reclaim even. No, they're on our clock. And wasting it most of the time. Including the salaries and benefits and perks that they get. Wasting them and squandering them. Being disrespectful and not honoring we the people. Yeah, well, I think we're tired of it now. That's what happened on November 5th. I don't think they got the memo yet.
Use the Constitution.
Have you discussed specific investigations or targets you would pursue as FBI director with the President of the United States?
Senator, to the best of my recollection, no.
Are you certain?
To the best of my recollection, no.
According to public reports, you were subpoenaed by the federal prosecutors to testify as a witness before the grand jury investigation investigating the Mar-a-Lago classified documents case. And you testified before the grand jury, correct?
Yes, sir.
And when you were before the grand jury, you pled the fifth on the basis of self-incrimination, correct?
Testimony before a grand jury is private. It's never to be made public or discussed. Even the witnesses that appear. What happened to the standards for the federal grand jury? Senator Booker, Judiciary Committee member. Yeah, the sanctity of a federal grand jury. Maybe you'll look into that if you have a job left. The people of New Jersey figure out what you're doing.
I utilized my constitutional rights during that process with the advice and consent of counsel and appeared before that grand jury.
I will take that as a yes. And you are familiar, I imagine, with Section 6002 of Title 18.
Off the top of my head, Senator, not.
Oh, now Senator Booker's quoting statutes. He doesn't even know what the statute says unless somebody wrote it down and put it in front of him. What a waste of everybody's time, especially the people of New Jersey. This guy represents you, New Jersey.
Well, Section 6002 is the immunity statute. Whenever a witness refuses to testify or provide other information before a grand jury based upon the privilege against self-incrimination, the court can order the witness to testify. The witness must comply with the order, but they receive immunity, which means that no testimony or any other information provided before the grand jury can be used against them in any criminal proceeding.
How many people have done that in front of a grand jury, which is secret anyway, and then secured immunity and never prosecuted on the outside? Are you kidding me? Really? Private jury, then only the judge? What? Senator Booker, Judiciary Committee? Boy, that's just a trap to let everybody get out of jail free, because we would have no way to ever know, because there shouldn't be such a statute.
You were compelled to testify as a witness in the Mar-a-Lago classified document case. Did you participate in any criminal conduct involved in that case?
Involved in which, the Mar-a-Lago classified documents case?
Yes.
He has the right to plead the fifth here. He's asking him to incriminate himself that he participated in a crime. He's not a judge, Booker. He's not a judge. This ain't a court. He's not a prosecutor either here. No, he's supposed to be doing the advised consent on a nominee.
No, I testified through compulsion by court order.
You received immunity for providing information that was self-incriminating. Do you remember the name of the prosecutor who questioned you?
There were multiple, Senator. I do not.
Was it one of the people, were any of them people that were fired this past week?
I have no idea, Senator.
Are you...
Why is Senator Booker taking up the cause of FBI agents and federal employees, defending them? Doesn't he know that there's been abuse and fraud within these organizations? They've abused and defrauded people in New Jersey. But he sure does seem really bent, as well as many others, on coming to the defense of law enforcement and intelligence people. Why is that? How did that come about?
certain you're under oath?
I'm aware that I'm under oath, Senator, and I have no idea, and I did not participate in the removal of any DOJ prosecutor.
What was the information you provided that you received immunity for?
Senator, I would love my grand jury testimony to be released, but as you know, that grand jury testimony has been sealed by the Department of Justice, and I'm not allowed to discuss it here.
Well, I find it troubling that you do not know the law here. And let me tell you what the...
Oh, so now Senator Booker thinks he knows the law. Kash Patel correctly spoke. So here's Judge, Jury, and Executioner Cory Booker from Newark, New Jersey, who thinks he's the guru of it all. Yeah, well, the people in New Jersey are going to get to decide what happens with Senator Booker.
Law is. Rule 6 governs grand jury proceedings. Under Rule 6E, grand jurors, court reporters, and prosecutors are bound to secrecy. But witnesses are not bound by secrecy. You were a witness in the classified documents case. You are not bound by secrecy. You can tell us everything that happened in that room and everything you testified about. I'll ask you again, what information did you provide?
Well, there's a contradiction. Yes, Judiciary Committee that's responsible for the federal criminal statutes. His committee. Yeah, he's supposed to be an expert on that. He's sitting there. Oh, I guess maybe the senators aren't. I don't know. Or is it their staff? Yeah, who's running the joint?
The grand jury.
In this, we are in agreement, Senator. Get my grand jury testimony. I want it made public. I asked the Department of Justice to make it public, and they refused to do so.
There is no legal bound against you telling us right now what you testified to.
When I asked for my transcript to be released,
Sir, did you or did you not commit a crime?
Senator, I did not commit a crime.
Then why won't you tell us?
Judge, jury, and executioner Cory Booker. That's shameful what he's doing. I can't wait till the people of New Jersey really figure out what he's been doing. Mr. Attorney Cory Booker. Yeah, right across the Hudson River from New York City. Yeah, we know all about Cory Booker over there.
What you testified to.
Because it occurred over the course of 3 weeks. I don't have the ability to recall everything I testified to, but I'm
3 weeks.
Testified to witnessing the President of the United States declassifying documents.
Senator, what I testified to is best.
He's not responsible for declassification.
Tell Congress, after making many pledges today about transparency, whether or not you testified to witness.
Oh, now the senator takes off his glasses to even look more important, tapping them there. You know what? He's a fool. In the classic sense. Yeah, he is. He doesn't deserve to have his seat. But that's up to the people of New Jersey. He's just a bully He's just a bully right now. That's all. A schoolyard bully. That's all he's acting like. He should be ashamed. Does his mom and dad know what he's doing? What about his wife and kids and family? Do you think they're proud of this behavior?
Seeing the President of the United States declassify documents. In the name of all the values you have said today, did you or did you not testify to witnessing the President of the United States declassify documents?
I testified accordingly and under oath, and I encourage you to get that transcript.
And by the law of our land, you are free to tell people, what are you hiding from Congress?
This land is your land, this is my land? From California to the New York Island? What the heck is he talking about? Our land. Does he not mean the United States of America? Cory Booker is corrupt. Yeah, he must be. The way he's acting. Yeah, what has he done? That he has to defend law enforcement and intelligence people and other federal employees and act like this. What has he done? Yeah, that he's covering up.
Answer the question. Did you testify to witnessing the President of the United States declassifying documents, yes or no?
Senator, the grand jury testimony is available to you. I encourage you to make it public.
As you likely know, the second volume of Jack Smith's report about the classified document case
Jack
is not
Smith.
public yet. To fulfill our constitutional duty of advice and consent, the President on nominations, members of this committee have asked the DOJ to review the report. Do you agree that Congress should thoroughly review its nominees? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Now, last question and I'll be done. When you and I met, you
There he
told me
points
that you
his
wanted to
finger.
11,000 FBI personnel or move many of them, and you said that again today. You have looked at an org chart to understand what offices and functions that you'll be pulling from. I don't think you've done a serious analysis, but I do.
Senator Booker has a 3-ring binder with paper that has hole punches in it. That was printed out and put in a binder, and I bet you it's got a piece of paper slit in the front and one on the spine. When's the last time you used something like that?
Think you have an assignment from Donald Trump to gut the FBI. You said yourself, I'll shut down the FBI Hoover building. There are people specifically that you are targeting, I believe. And do you agree that you have already prepared plans to remove certain individuals from their offices? For example,
What have these senators participated in that they want to keep covered up themselves? They're like a bunch of rats scurrying around, these Democrats and 2 independents. They are. Well, some of them are gone now, so they're not in the majority anymore. Yeah. What are they so afraid of?
Individuals that will be replaced by political personnel. The political personnel that are being put in an institution that you and I discussed that has...
Kash Patel's a political appointee. That's why he's being questioned. They're all political. Of course they are. We're always in politics.
No political appointees but one. The political personnel involve these names: Erica Knight, Tom Ferguson,
You stated your question. Would you answer?
There he goes. Run down a list of names.
Senator Blackburn.
Ronnie Ward from the Didymus section of the Flatbush neighborhood, Brooklyn, in the city of New York. It's Thursday, the 31st day of January, 2025.